What's good? Hi, Nathan. Sorry it took forever. The thing kept crashing and I had to redo it. Okay. You're live everywhere. Where
Okay, let's move on. I want to hop back to 2022 for a second. Some music you were into. Super Heaven Up first. Alright, moving on. Got a few new releases from some artists you follow, plus a few I just picked out for you. This is Ron Band up first.
I was cool and sway my thigh. This place it wasn't not my house. Really cool and when you slide. I was cool and sway my thigh. This place it wasn't not my house. Really cool and when you slide. What's this? See my kind.
Okay, up next, I'm going to keep it going with some of your usual Friday vibes. Food that's leading the way. Alright, let me switch it up. I think you're going to know most of these next artists. Okay, changing it, going upbeat now. First up, I got Pogo by Digitalism. Catching some indie tronica and dance punk flavors with this one. Let's hear it. Alright, I can change it up. Coming next, it's what you've been into. Flying Fish first.
Thanks. Great meme. Thanks, Eva. Hey, how you doing, Georgie? Welcome, guys. Welcome to Greece. Thanks, Ezra's. heals us.
I don't work, I like to sit in bed and play games. I don't go to school, I don't like to go to college. I don't think I have a future, I don't really give a fuck. I don't really care, I'm already giving up.
I thought you called me for a second. No, I was just saying thank you for liking me. Bring me up to 2K. Appreciate it.
Penguin Band closing strong. Coming next, I'm putting on a few of your most played songs in 2023. Slow-mo first.
Okay, for sure, bro. Hello, what up, Philip? Sapello, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Said I hope you got my no bitch. And I left it on the suicide note, bitch. Yeah, and you left it on the phone, bitch. Hey, rule number one, never trust no bitch. Get this green and smoke this green, gotta stay golden. This a nigga talking shit, but he ain't no shit. Chicken little ass nigga making bone lips. Yeah, I keep on ratchet for your Polish, man. Doing bands tonight, Charlie throwing bands tonight.
Is that a part of the? Yeah, this is part of demonation. This is the double spread for the second arc. like a snapshot promotional double spread of the second arc for demonation. So, but it's not the main work. It's the development work. It's what you end up. You're gonna have all that art. It's gonna get collected not just in the story, but you're gonna also have like a bunch of art, data, information about the story in a separate book. Those are called data books. And so these are gonna go in there. And then by the time you get to this arc in the actual volume, the volumes, you'll see a double spread before you start this arc. This is what you'll see. This is chapter 4? 3 or 4, I think. I have to check. I've been working on chapter 0 for so long. And because of it, things kind of got expanded out. So I'm going to have to recalibrate it. But originally, this was the start that would have been chapter 3 of this arc. Or chapter 4. Yeah, it was chapter 4. I'm tripping. I'm going to drink this coffee. Hello, Ariana. Thank you. Welcome back. So on this arc, they have to deal with this spoiled demon mafia prince named Big D. That's what he calls himself. Because even though his brothers make fun of him, his dream is to become a worldwide rapper, like a superstar rapper. But if you don't like his music, he forces, for example, his grunts to listen to his music, even though it's garbage. It's not that bad, actually. But because of how he responds to when they don't like it, and that's all they're allowed to listen to, they kind of don't like it. They don't want it. But they have to respect their boss, right? And so he'll like just straight up shoot them with the freaking Glock if they don't like his music, right? And that's how he's kind of warped. He's spoiled ultimately. But yeah, the real threat is this guy, his royal guard, Drago. Big D's only a threat because of this armor he's wearing. And this armor has the ghost art invincibility infused with it, right? It's really high in preservation aura. So this mineral that was created, these minerals right here, this is called spirit stanum, and they could either be really high in preservation aura or preserver aura, creator aura or destroyer aura. And this one's really high in preserver aura. Essentially, he has like an impenetrable, perfect defense, perfect offense weapons, right? So that is why he's a threat in this little fun arc. Okay. There's dark elements to the arc. There's secrets in this arc, but it's a very lighthearted arc. It's the first one. It's sort of like this guy's like the Captain Buggy of the story, right? In a way, not necessarily the same as the first bad guy. Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be like that because he doesn't realize how foolish that sounds because he thinks he's a big devil. That's what, because he's a demon, right? But obviously the joke is that, right? So it takes place on Imp Island, and all these imps are rebelling against Big D and his Akanami grunts right here, the mafia, the little demon mafia, and the royal guard. And they're forced to mine this soul-capturing spiritual mineral called Spirit Stanum. And there's a lot of chaos ensues when the main characters get involved. They're not supposed to. It's supposed to be a simple mission where they survey the area. But because Lucy, she feels bad for these imps, she risks herself and risks causing a war between the demon mafia. This guy is the youngest son of the Don of this demon mafia, right? He's not at all the most powerful, right? Just to make that clear. But even still, if you beat up this guy, now you're gonna be causing a turf war with this mafia, this fairy tale mafia over here. So there's a lot of risk. So they were not supposed to get involved. They were supposed to leave. But because Lucy went on and T-Bone followed her to check on her and to bring her back, they all get involved somehow looking for her, and the chaos ensues. Okay. What's enough happening? Uh-oh. Instagram phone died. Crap. That's alright. Thanks, Jabber. Yeah, so Lucy, she hears Papa Imp's story about how 3 years ago, Big D showed up on his island with his goons and his terrifying royal guard, Drago, and essentially nearly wiped them out. But Papa Imp cut a deal because he realized, these guys are too strong and we're just a simple tribal imp people. Even though Papa Imp is like a genius when it comes to spirit stanum and molding it into different weapons and technologies, and he really advanced his own people. That's why they named him Papa Imp. He's got all these impet wives. He's got like multiple imp wives. He's kind of old school. But as I was saying, I don't too many tangents. What happens is he cuts a deal. He says, "Dude, Big D, listen. If I can give you the ultimate weapon, right? Invincible weapon, ultimate defense, ultimate offense, and I'll even build you a castle made of spirit stanum, would you leave us alone?" Right? And he knew that Big D was like, no, that's not gonna happen, because Big D, he saw how many spirit stanum, how much it's rich with spirit stanum, but it was hidden. So the cloud government never really cared, right? So he makes this deal with Big D, and he creates this armor and club made of spirit stanum, and this castle in the background made of spirit stanum. And because Big D has a limited imagination, he's thinking, "Oh, I thought I was gonna get like a Glock, like a fucking handgun or something, like a hand cannon or something, right?" So he gets mad. He says that's not the ultimate weapon because his opinion is different, right? So he ends up betraying Papa Imp, and Papa Imp, he puts secretly a plan, and they escape, right? He escapes with his wives, but his people get captured, and they become enslaved by him, right? Because he's supposed to make more and more weapons and so forth for him. So Papa Imp runs away. At least that's what it looks like to his people who looked up to him. And what ends up happening is 3 years pass, and Papa Imp every day since those 3 years has been pressing this government button to call the government if you're like a leader of a country, because he's like a leader of this small little island with imp island, He got one, but they don't really give a shit about these imps, right? And he was president for 3 years straight. SOS signal coming to the cloud government. They could see it. They didn't give a shit. They didn't care. They left him alone. And so, even though he's been trying to get help, trying to deal with this guy, Cloud doesn't care. The Cloud sends these rookies out to just do a simple survey mission, just to see the area and check all the how many imps are around and the population, and that's it. They don't know about the spirit stain, because if they knew, they would have went there. They would have freaking took over that island, right? The spirit stain is very precious. Very they make technology and weapons, all sorts of things out of it. What? Where are we, in Texas?
Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna play David.
Thank you, Sidhart. So, Lucy, Soccer, and Senbai, with the supervision of T-Bone, they're sent by their chief to do that survey mission and just count the population, count the living. It's a boring mission. Should be done in 2 days, 3 days max. But what they find is Papa Imp. He's with his wives, and he tells them their story. And basically, Soccer thinks he abandons his own people. Lucy gets pissed because Senbai says that the Cloud doesn't really give a shit about you guys, that they knew it was happening. That's an SOS button that T-Bone tells them that for sure they got the signal, but that they're not responding to help them. They're there just to do a survey mission. And Papa and T-Bone tells them that this is beyond their pay grade. They're still rookies, so and they could cause a turf war since Big D is a part of the Akanami Mafia, one of the 4 fairy tale mafias. And he tells them that we got to go back, you know, and that they will send somebody who's more equipped. Lucy gets pissed because she believes in the Cloud. She believes the Cloud is a force for good, you know, and she's really proud of that. And so for her, she's like, no, I don't believe this is right. So she sneaks out at nighttime and sneaks onto the island to spy and investigate and see what the hell's going on. And T-Bone notices, he follows after her. And what happens is she sees that there's these imps, enslaved imps with chains on them, mining this mineral. There's like this little bird that flies onto the mineral, the spirit stainum, and it just bursts into flame as soon as it touches it. So this stuff is extremely dangerous. But imps, they can handle it. They have an instinctual power to be able to mine and mold these things, these spirit stainum. And so she sees that, and she sees how their goons are these Akanami grunts are bullying these imps, and she's about to get involved. And T-Bone explains, like, you can't do that shit. Like, you're gonna straight up cause a huge war against your own Cloud 7 station, all the areas. They're gonna have a hit list on you. They're gonna put your name down. They're gonna hunt you down. So don't even get involved. And she's like thinking about what's her choices. And back at the place, we have Soccer and Senbai. They're just knocked out, and you know they just had like this party with the Imp Wise and Papa Imp. All of them did, but these guys are knocked out. Ate too much ice cream, you know, whatever. Anyways, so what happens is they wake up, and it turns out the Impet wives are pissed at them because they're not there to help, and so they take Senbai and Soccer, and they put them in these cannons while they were asleep, and they light it, and Senbai gets shot out into the island in one direction, but he wakes up right before it happens, and Soccer realizes what they're doing, and he can't get out because he's tied up. And Papa Imp wakes up after Senbai gets shot out into the island on the opposite side, and tells him, "What are you guys?" to his wives, like, "What are you doing?" Da, da, da. And essentially, Soccer is released. He's given back his, uniform, or whatever, and he tells them, like, "Look, I have to go find my comrades, my friends that are on the island now, but I'm not gonna help you because you abandoned your people. You need to stand up against that tyrant. You should have never ran away, right?" And so Soccer goes onto the island, and now they're all on the island, and he Senbai, he goes. He's only in his boxers, so he needs some clothes, and he's hungry. So at night, these goons are partying at this other end of the island in their camp, and Senbai goes and he fucks them all up, and then he sees one of them like aiming this spirit stanum gun that they created, this rifle, and he's scared. He's like, "Hey, back up!" And Senbai's like eager to see how powerful it is because he has experience fighting and doing this in the past. So he lets the guy get a free shot. And when he shoots him, Senbai actually ends up passing out, right? And then we cut to Soccer, who goes on the island, and we see, him going into the island, and we hear that Big D, he's like blasting his music. He's not in his armor, which is what the rebel imps have been waiting for months for. He feels comfortable enough to go out without his armor, and he goes and he said, you know what, he wanted to give the imps some a free concert out of his graciousness, and he goes down there. He's having like his little rap freestyle he's doing or whatever, forcing his men to like blast it and listen and stuff. And then one of his men trips, and it turns out he had like an earbud in his ear. And Big D picks that up and listens to it, and he hears that it's not his music. It's Helena Siren, this like pop star in the story who comes later. She's like in the world, right? So she's a really famous pop star, and it's Helena Siren's music, right? And he gets so pissed that he just pulls out a spirit stanum gun and just shoots his own grunt in the head, right? Killing him. And after that, Soccer, he says like, hey man, you didn't have to shoot him. Your music isn't that bad, but just because they don't like your music doesn't mean you have to like kill them, And he's like, who the hell are you? And then that's sort of how it kind of starts. That's the beginning of the arc, and then you see more and more as it unfolds. Damn, bro, I fell into a rabbit hole right now. It's too much information, man, in my head. Let it out from time to time. Hey, what's up, Bacon? I'm glad you think it's interesting. Yeah, thanks, Elzawants. There's a better way to say it. I never wrote a pitch yet for it. It's just like I know what happens, and I'm trying to tell you guys the order of it. But it's better if I like break it down to like a sentence and then a paragraph or something to share it. Oh, this is dirty. I gotta clean this one. Yeah, essentially, Big D got his ass beat. He hears about this map that has the location of a place filled with spirit stanum that he can make weapons out of to get revenge. And he buys it and sails there. And what he finds is these imps who are making these TPs that can run really fast and like weapons and stuff like that from the spirit stanum. And they're more peaceful than violent. And it's because of Papa Imp. And when he gets there, Papa Imp sees the threat Drago is and how he's about to kill some, these young warrior imps that are trying just to protect the Imp Island. He says, all right, we're going to have to make a deal. Like, we'll cut a deal. Like, what if I give you the best weapon, the best offense and defense? I create for you arsenal for Big D, right? And he's like, okay, I'm down with that. You got to sign the soul contract. They do it. But he doesn't agree that this is the best like weapon. He imagined it would be a Glock, and what ends up a gun, right? And what ends up happening is Big D, he's gonna go to enslave all the island, and Draco's just gonna kill everybody, right? Pretty much that is not cooperating, and Papa Imp begs him and tells him, "Look, um, I have I want to build this castle for you, and I'll fortify it, and I'll also make you an even greater weapon than this." And then he says, "All right, well, this is your last chance." He says, "But I need a few people from a few of my imps to help me to do this big project." And essentially, what happens is Papa Imp goes and they build the castle after like a while. But then the Big D, the day of that he's supposed to turn in his goods, the deal, Papa Imp actually vanishes. It disappears, and the people, his own people, get enslaved. Anybody who resists gets killed, and Big D rules the island, and Papa Imp is gone. Right, he's out of the picture, and it turns out Papa Imp has fled on his like mechanical spider mansion-looking thing, right, that he created. And he lives with his impet wives. He's got like 7 impet wives. And he's been living there for 3 years, every day pressing this SOS button that's supposed to signal to the government, to the cloud, "Hey, I need help. I'm a kingdom that's in danger," right? "I'm a queendom that's in danger," right? So what ends up happening is our main crew, our heroes, they end up getting caught up in the mess on accident because they're just there to do a survey mission. They crash into Papa Imp's spider mechanical mansion, right? And essentially, they're thought to be the Big D's goons, so they're all like ready to fire at them and stuff. But Papa Imp tells them, "No, this is the cloud. They finally answered my response to my response." That's what he thinks, but it turns out that's not the case. Senbai says the cloud only care if they knew about the spirit staying them, they would come. And T-Bone says there's no way they missed that SOS signal the first time you pressed it 3 years ago, let alone every day you've been pressing it. Lucy's like, she can't believe that. She doesn't want to. She believes the cloud is a force for good. And so she goes into the island and gets caught up into that mess, like I was saying. I gotta write it down. So this is like the shaman imp, his apprentice. This is the shamaness imp, and this is her apprentice.
Finished with Falcon Sound Team JDK there. Coming next, we're headed into the chillest corner of our music library. John Owen Buck.
right? I don't understand. All right. Hope you had a awesome Thanksgiving too. Thanks, Bacon. You have an awesome day, man.
It might not be the right time. I might not be the right one. But there's something about us I want to say. 'Cause there's something between us anyway. I might not be the right one. It might not be the right time. But there's something about us I've got to tell. Some kind of secret I will share with you. I need you more than anything in my life. I want you more than anything in my life. I'll miss you more than anything in my life.
Thanks, Ken.
I love you more than anything.
I told you that story until this one. Love sick like a dog, canine sensitivity. Developing this new theory of relativity. Connecting the souls resting in captivity. Positive life, sacrifice what it is to be a history. Only a quarter of a century reality. Standing on the shoulders of the century. See, ain't no mystery. The colors that we mix to set your mind free. The till we determine the thing. Everything is safe, baby.
Hello, what do you want?
Seems busy, but the time is near. When the thoughts take rush, flip the atmosphere. Go down waves, travel semi-infinitely. Trust us, you're there up close, definitely. Cause the beat doesn't end, the beat makes me jump. Go better beat, better when the beat so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, but you make me feel good.
Cause the beat doesn't end, the beat makes me speak. Go better beat, better when the beat.
All right. We are at the final
Good gracious, every process has a genesis.
5%,
Revelation, God bless this.
8%
For me,
of the drawing.
was the first back, I waited way too long. No wages, small tips on the avenue. Never wasted, all hits for revenue. Haven't you heard the news lately? Seems we've been living for some time in the purgatory. With yo, I thought I knew what a love song sound like. But I felt a woman true in the sunlight. I can still feel it in my room past midnight. Got a newspaper, saw the blues in the moonlight. Sometimes I do forget, oh, how much bigger these are lies to me. If we learn to let go, the ways that we hold, return to our soul and spirit that flow. So we see upon everyday face, there's a little express definition of grace. But the method I choose, my prerogative. There's so much love in me I got to give. Cause the beat does the melody makes me speak a melody, eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, but you make me feel good.
Cause the beat does the melody makes me speak a melody, eloquently, so evidently. Oh, how I can write a book on how you make me feel. But how about the song that I wrote before? What I feel like, I wanna put my trust in these simple words for you to feel what I'm saying, what you feel like. Reminisce about the little episodes that we shared together. Remember the time that you told me the cold night to relax when all I knew was to hold tight. Remember the time that I spoke to the crowd in the full house, realized that you was my ace, I was the joker on the stage singing the blues. All eyes on me and had nothing to prove, but yo, thought I knew what a diamond would shine like. But I felt a sharper love in the limelight. From the queen of hearts, watching me quietly from the upper deck balcony. Sometimes I do suspect I'm an actor in a well-scripted, divine comedy. When I look back, that frozen slides of time and try to decross the sense of lost. Now we up with the metaphors, the motivation that I wrote this metaphor for you to know that the music.
All right, moving on. Gonna try some. Okay, moving on. Here's Grebo, stuff like that.
We're getting about an hour. We just got this left. Some of the background elements here, like the clouds. So I gotta put it in this black hole tornado over here, way off in the distance. But that's it. The only major thing left is this guy, sunlight. A lot of freaking detail, huh? Lot of detail. But I want to take a little break. I want to take a little break. I'll be back, y'all. And the stream. Next live. Less talking, more working. Apologize, and I know I ramble sometimes. It's all in my head.